their own motives that you're going against. Reduce costs. You don't have to hire an external firm, an export agent to handle this. Whether or not you use future brands, they're there anyway, so you don't have any marginal costs there. As far as distribution goes, it's controlled. Product would pass first through the United States, which is the future brand's parent country, excuse me. So you have established distribution channels already in place. There are some disadvantages with the direct exporting model, however. You do have a dual import tax, as we talked about, bringing the product from Spain into the U.S., then U.S. into Mexico. Since the product originally comes from Spain, it's not covered by NAFTA, so you do have a dual import tax there. Also, longer transportation time as well, since the product is going through two countries, you have two ports of entry as well. Another alternative is the indirect exporting model, which hiring a local independent export agent in Mexico to handle your operations as far as distribution of the product. And as far as advantages, a big part of Mexico as far as business goes is local knowledge. And it's really important to have someone that's local, that understands the customs, the politics, the business aspects of it, and that can really help as far as an export agent goes. You have distribution channels that are already in place, and a lot of business in Mexico is conducted based on previous relationships with distributors and retailers. So if you already have an independent export agent that has these relationships, you can build upon them. There are some disadvantages. Obviously, hiring an export agent and an external firm, you have costs of hiring them, and obviously export agents can charge pretty high fees. Also, reliance on an external firm. You're really sort of putting all your eggs really in one basket here. You have to really do your homework. As far as an export agent goes, there can be some corruption in Mexico, and that's important to look at. What we ultimately decided would make the most sense for JimBeam going into Mexico is a joint venture strategy. They partner with Cerveceria Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma. I think I got that right. And though that might be a little unfamiliar to you, what should not be is Dos Equis, and that is CCM's biggest product line. So really why we chose to partner with CCM is that they are a subsidiary of Fermento Empresarial Mexicano, also known as FEMSA. And FEMSA is the second largest Coca-Cola bottler in the world. So with this, you really have several benefits in partnering with CCM and then ultimately FEMSA, a strong distribution network throughout Mexico that is already in place, and that will help them. You have the retailing network with OXXO. OXXO is essentially the CVS of Latin America, the #1 convenience store over there. Also, you can use these, we talked about distribution channels. You establish distribution channels, you can lower your transportation costs, as trucking fees can be pretty high in Mexico. So, you already have FEMSA over there delivering products. You can use those networks to further enhance your product and distribute. Also, under the US FCPA, you have a lot of protection from Mexican corruption, which can be a problem. As we talked about a little bit earlier, a very complex legal environment, and that's a big component. And then finally, and perhaps most importantly, a cross-promotion opportunity. As we said, FEMSA, the second largest Coca-Cola bottler in the world, the #1 way to consume brandy in Mexico is with Coke. So a good opportunity to cross-promote, which we'll talk about later.
Mexico offers us a very unique opportunity, and that is a very young population, as you can see here, with 40% of the population being under 20. This is a very different, because we see America, Japan, Germany, many of those countries, most of their population are beginning to retire, whereas Mexico is just bringing in a new demographic and a new market for liquor, essentially. And their income per capita per year has definitely gone up. We've seen an increase from $7,500 US dollars in just 1995 to $25,000 in 2007. This is a major increase, especially for a developing country, if you want to classify Mexico as developing. This presents us a unique opportunity for a good target market, because we have many young students, many young workers moving into the age range where we can legally target them, and they have a disposable income where they can purchase our product. And thank you. Our target market is going to be essentially people of upper middle income to high income, of around $35,000 per year annual, and these people reside usually in urban areas And this affords us an excellent college-educated base demographic. Mid-20s to 40s years of range. This is excellent for ours. And 20.8% of Mexicans aged 16 to 24 are in school. And coincidentally, the ages 18 to 34 account for 80% of all the alcoholic purchases by volume in Mexico. So this is clearly a large gap that is previously untapped so far. And you can see like many men and women in Mexico have responded positively to the brand images and brand logos, the walking horse, and you can see the YouTube clip. We'll show it at the end if we have time. Don't worry about it. And so we have a very unique opportunity to reach this incoming demographic for our product.
Go back. We are going to show that.
We can show you.
Okay,
Can
good.
you click on it?
This is just to see the brand image or how they portray the brand itself.
It's in Spanish though, so just
Oh, is there a volume? Don't worry about the volume. Just look at the image. That's, I think, the only thing you really need to.
This is an old commercial that they obviously.
So now as we move into promotion and advertising, how are we going to get people to actually hear about this product, want this product? We talk about our target market, upper middle and upper class. Our competitors, we're looking at high-end European brands. We're not competing with the low-end brandies that are produced in Mexico because they're just going to be able to undercut us on price. So what we have to do is create a specialty brand image. Part of what we're going to do, as we talked about earlier, is really push the Solero concept, how it has to be made in that that certain portion and region in Spain. Give it that kind of specialty approach, much like has worked successfully for Scotch brands and champagne, with that cool kind of regional exclusivity. We're also going to really feature the horse logo in advertisements, both in print and in television. In Spanish and Mexican culture, it has notions of power and